It took 5 games to finish off the defending champs, but for the fans here in Oakland, it was worth the wait as the Warriors get to celebrate a championship here in Northern California for the very first time as they finish off a 16-1 postseason of historic proportions. The Finals MVP, Kevin Durant, right there. Klay Thompson joins us here, now a 2-time NBA champion. While we were talking to Dre, I saw you come out and you sat down on the chair over there at a big exhale. Take us through what's going through your mind now that it's sinking in here.
It's hard to really imagine it. 2 times in 6 years. I can't believe it. I'm so lucky. I think the only one who really thought this was Joe Lacob when I got drafted. We all thought he was crazy, but man, the front office put together a phenomenal team. And that exhale was just from the whole playoffs, you know. Especially this last week. You have a bad game, and the playoffs are different. You got to sit around a couple days. You got to think about your performance, and just can't. It was just nice to take a breath for once, you know. You got so much anxiousness between games. You want to get out there and perform and get that win that sometimes, you know, you're hard on yourself. So that was me just relaxing a little bit.
I was wondering, Klay, it's a series where Kyrie had a couple of tough games here, the first 1 and 2, and then got himself going, made incredibly difficult shots, and yet everybody's still complimenting your defense. Is there something in your psyche about, look, I'm fine with that. He scores X amount of points. I'm good with that. I'm doing my job. I'm forcing them to take tough ones. How do you balance that between what a guy does to you statistically, but also being disciplined and what you're told to do for your good and for the good of your teammates?
Yeah. Well, I watch a lot of film, and the shots I see Kyrie making, you just got to give him credit. You know, he's hitting lefty floaters over me, tough off-the-glass layups, and he makes those. He's one of the best shot makers in the world. You know, I played with him in USA basketball, came in together. So I never get deflated, though. You know, I could always get scored on, but like Game 3, you know, the man had 38 points, and he had the chance to win it. And I thought, you know, just play tough defense, just stay down on his pump fakes, all his, you know, hesitation moves, and just make him hit a tough one over you. And over 48 minutes for him to do that is tough. And I thought Game 3 was a great example of just sticking with it. When a guy's hot, you just, you know, play him to the last possession. That's what I did, and luckily he missed.
Well, Klay, I got a question. I've seen a lot of guys improve defensively. I haven't seen a guy in 6 years go from one of the best defenders. Talk to me about that commitment, because you were a big-time scorer, still is, but to be able to go from that type of defensive player to elite and one of the best, talk to me about that commitment.
I always thought I could play D. Just in college, I wasn't asked to do it so much, and coming in the draft, I was known as a shooter. And that looks delicious, by the way, Steph. I was known as a shooter and whatnot. And it started with the Mark Jackson era, where he demanded me to play defense. I stayed my rookie season here in the summer, and we just drilled on defense every single day. And then I just built good habits. And I always had quick feet, and I just used my length to my advantage and just trying to be a two-way player for the rest of my career and do anything I can to help this team win.
Klay, I want to know, Klay, obviously you won 2 years ago. You win this year. Is it better? Is it more of like a sense of you got that, you know, just got it over with, and the pressure, or what's the difference? If
it's
you
hard
can
to say
compare?
which one's better.
Right.
I'm just happy because I got as many as my pops now, and I'm trying to get a couple more. So I can
get a couple more. Okay.
He had that over me. He never made All-Star game. I was like, yeah, I made All-Star game, Dad. He's like, well, I got 2 rings.
Like that?
Oh, man.
I got a little friendly trash talk, and now to have as many as him and 4 in the family, it's pretty special. So, yeah, I never would have imagined this, and I'm sure Steph wanted it either when he got here, but now we're here, and we got no end in sight.
Well, let's bring in Steph, who's flaunting the building smoking rules, and I'm sure nobody cares. First of all, his defense throughout the series against so many different kinds of defenders, his post defense against bigger players, what did you see out there? What impressed you from the 5 games?
His perseverance and consistency on that end. Like you said, Kyrie and LeBron are great talents. They can score. But his job on Kyrie the whole series, just trying to make him work every possession, you know, feeling his presence. It was invaluable for our team, and he took that responsibility from the start of the series and took it seriously, and a huge part of, you know, us being world champs. So just seeing his evolution since he got into the league, it's been unbelievable. Splash Bros, we're 2-time champs, man. That's the craziest thing.
2-time.
It's crazy.
Well, Draymond was out here earlier, and whether you guys believe it or not, he said some things. So I wanted to ask you, Steph, he mentioned that a turning point that he thought was big for the season was the Christmas Day game, when it was that maybe KD and you happened to have a conversation regarding you being more aggressive or the role on that side of the ball and maybe stop deferring so much. Is there something to any particular game or for either of you at some point in the season where you just said, you know what, we've got this thing figured out and it's going to work?
Yeah, we had confidence in ourselves the whole season, but you have to expect ups and downs and opportunities to learn and get better. And that game was one where we just understood that we could all be aggressive. Myself, Klay, KD, Draymond, Andre, when he came in, not sacrifice really anything, but have our full presence on the floor and not take away from each other. That we can all do it by committee, but we all have to be aggressive and have that mentality that when you have the ball, make plays, and we have such great IQ guys and playmakers that something good is going to happen as long as we're aggressive. And that lesson really hit home, and from that point on, I think we hit our stride throughout the rest of the regular season. And to be 16-1 in the playoffs, I think we learned that lesson really well.
Steph, we've been doing this for a while. We've had different guys come on. We had Ron Artest with some Hennessy. Now you have a Stogie. I am impressed right now.
I told the backstory is after Game 7 last year, I told one of my close friends to save this, for a year from now, to be able to enjoy the process and journey. And I've been waiting a whole year to smoke this, so I'm going to enjoy every last bud, of this bud.
And Steph, your performance here in the finals, your best finals performance these last 3 years, 26 points, I think 8 rebounds, 9 assists, 49% from the field. Was there something that you figured out maybe, or something different this year against Cleveland? Were you able to go out and be so effective in this series?
A lot of it was what we talked about the Christmas Day game, that you're playing this team 3 years in a row in the finals. They had a certain game plan and strategy of trying to take me out of certain possessions, trapping and all sorts of things that especially out in transition and half court opportunities. So to just be more patient, but also be aggressive, try to get in the lane and draw defenders, still be aggressive to shoot, but use my teammates a little better, a little bit more efficiently. And that was something I've been marinating on for a long time. I thought I played well in the last 2 years, but not well enough to obviously last year to win the championship, and this year a whole new year, whole new experience, and was able to get the job done.
Before we let you guys go, I don't know if you guys caught this or not, but Draymond caught you